The Grounded holiday treat update is incoming on the 29th of November. So far, unless anything changes, it'll be live on the PTB and then it'll go through to everyone probably about a week or two later. So we had the big recap on the stream. They went through a bunch of the stuff, not everything that was coming in this update, but a lot of features. And I've given you the lowdown already and a breakdown as we reacted to it, and then I did another video. But today I'm going to talk about what you should be getting prepared and ready. I don't normally do these types of videos because I feel like a lot of you guys, you know what you're doing with Grounded. You'll know what you'll focus on once you know something's incoming, whether it's going to be for you. But I do think there's a few key things you should and should not do before the update. We've also got a whole ton of new players to Grounded, so I'm going to show you at the end how you can access the PTB version of the game on Steam and hopefully on Xbox, Windows or Xbox. Let's go. Okay, so number one, you should know by now that they're making it that there's going to be an zipline upgrade. By looks of things, you're going to have to maybe buy this with raw science from maybe the science shop. Adam's exact words were pretty much, it'd be obvious how to get it. It's in an obvious spot, or you'll be able to get it fairly easy. So I'm predicting it's going to be just a simple science shop unlock, as long as you've already got the zip lines unlocked from the hedge. So extremely obvious, but make sure you've got enough raw science just in case you need to buy anything. Take on more missions, go and complete the mixers as they give a huge amount, and make sure you hand in any super chips that you may have not got in already, particularly obviously the story quest ones, the super ones, but even the other ones that do give you quite a bit of raw science. I know it's fairly obvious, but I think you're going to need quite a substantial bit more of raw science to maybe unlock some of the stuff, including maybe more decoration pieces. We've obviously got things like the dividers and the clock coming, so that means I reckon they'll be locked behind some sort of upgrade price. So you will need more raw science. That's probably the first thing to start thinking about, getting ways to start stockpiling on raw science in case you haven't got enough. One thing you might not have to worry about is actual resources. You're going to get 100% back of your resources once this update goes live, so don't dismantle anything right now. If you had a big demo job planned, you was going to be building a base or moving stuff over to somewhere new, don't destroy any of your old stuff just yet. The exception to this is the cement, which did you know you always get back the exact same amount. Anything else, you might only get 1 or 2 mushroom bricks back when you have a wall, which costs 4, but the actual cement stuff, that you get back 1 every time, and it only costs 1 cement to actually make a wall. So wait until the update goes live if you're planning any big changes or moves to your bases, and then remodel, knowing you're going to get all your resources back, and that's a huge game changer. That reduces the grind massively for certain things. You can go ahead and dismantle some of your fortifications for your mixers and just take them with you to the next one, making the game, quite frankly, easier. So yeah, absolutely don't dismantle anything until the update arrives. Number 3, start focusing on getting certain materials if you like decorations. We know we're getting pretty much every stuff bug arrive in this update, some of the brand new ones and ones that we've been waiting for a long time. They cost a huge amount of fuzz. You're going to need bee fuzz, you're going to need mite fuzz, and you're going to need gnat fuzz. Normally it's 10 of each to craft pretty much any of the larger creatures, as you can see here. And I do believe that will continue with the new ones being added. And you may even start thinking about getting a fair amount of dust mite fuzz as well. I'm just hoping we don't necessarily need a whole ton of maybe moth fuzz either for some of them, but that could be something that happens, so be prepared to get your hunting on and going and getting a lot more bug parts, particularly the fuzz. And in terms of other resources that you're probably going to need, you're going to need maybe pine cones for the new pine cone defenses and an absolute ton of acorn pieces. The pinecone pieces are going to be part of the new defenses, and do remember as well, Adam did say there was other stuff they weren't going to be talking about or showing today, so that means there might be more to come. But lots of the half stairs, obviously they're using acorn pieces and not pinecones, as I originally maybe first thought. But particularly for the trophy mounts as well, you need a ton of the acorn pieces. You're also probably going to need to go and get a ton of clay to make the brand new vases or vases, and you basically just want your production to be up and running so you've got plenty of other stuff. Try out some of the new build pieces, particularly I would say mushrooms, because they take probably the longest to really cook up. So yeah, start actually placing your factories down, your production line. If you haven't really thought about that too much before, but now you've got even more reason to go ahead and start doing more building with so many more decor pieces coming and ways to make sure that your base never gets wasted when you destroy something or make a mistake. And number 5, I would start thinking about getting more of the bows and arrows, as it might be something you've kind of avoided. You might have seen a bit of a bad rep about using range classes, especially since some of the changes since 1.0, they certainly weren't as strong as some of the other classes. Although they've buffed recent things like the B armor recently to give better shots, it does seem like they needed a bit more of a revamp. We've got a huge amount of arrows in the game, different elemental ones, different poison ones, gas ones and stuff, but it's definitely an underutilized class, mainly because you can't block. Well, that's changing. You will be able to block using your bow and crossbow in the future, meaning it's a really much more viable way to play grounded now. So it's something that you've avoided because you've seen other YouTube videos or people complaining about it, or you just tested it out before and really didn't feel like it was for you, not being able to block. Well, start thinking about it more now. Get the resources needed, whether it's the bug parts to make some of the poison stuff, or more elemental foods that you can make some of the elemental arrows, to give it a try, especially with the moth armor. That might give you a little bit more urgency now in getting the moth armor, because it's a really great range set, as well as obviously being good for magic users too. And just a bonus for all the brand new players that might have tried grounded recently and don't realise how to connect to the PTB, here's you go. On Steam, you just simply right click on grounded, go ahead to properties, and then go ahead to betas, and you should see in this box here, the one that will come, it should say 1.1 update, or the public test branch version. Now if it doesn't appear, it's because it's not live. They generally only have it live once they've actually made it go live. When they're done with the public test branch, they merge it into the normal one, and basically you'll get an update, and so you won't actually be able to see the public test branch version until they're ready to make it go live once more. Now, like I said, I've got this because I was given preview code before actually Grounded's full release, hence why I've got one here, but you probably won't have anything here. Once it's done, you'll go ahead and download a small update, and you'll be good to go. However, you do want to make sure you've got some extra saves going on. I've never had any issues with the PTB, your saves will work from one to the next, but it is recommended to make some backups. You can back up your game files pretty clearly and easily using Steam. If you want to opt out of the PTB for any reason, you can do so. Just click on the same thing, properties, and this time in the dialog box, just choose none, and it will revert grounded back to normal. So what about Xbox users? Well, on Windows 10 and Xbox, you should be able to also join in this. You'll need the Xbox Insider Hub, so you can get the app on Xbox, simply going to Home, then Store, and type Insider in the search bar. And inside you should find the Xbox Insider Bundle. On Windows 10, click on your Microsoft Store, and just again, same thing, look up Insider, and you should be able to see it. It should be one of the first ones that you come across. You can then go ahead and install it. But just like Steam, the actual grounded PTB won't show up on the Xbox Insider program until the devs let us know. Come and join the official Discord to get news of that properly first, or just check out my channel and make sure you've got notifications on, because I always do a video too. Once you're in the Xbox Insider app, you will have to just click on it and it will be a chunky download again, and you just choose that to play instead of like the regular game, I do believe. It might seem pretty obvious, but with a whole batch of uni players, like I said, joining grounded, some of you might not even realise how to do this, or it might be the first time you're using one. But if you really want to get ahead of the game and test out all the new features and help make sure we're getting the right feedback to the devs, yeah, definitely check it out. And really, that's it. It's just a quick one from me today, giving you a heads up of what to expect with the 1.1 update. I'm sure there's going to be more, and I'm going to be there on day one to show you all the changes and anything brand new. If you think there's something we should also be looking at or focusing ahead of the 1.1 update, do let me know in the comment section down below. And like I said, I'll definitely see you on the 29th of November on the public test branch.